told me not to listen to that garbage last night, and I listened to the whole damn thing. I was exhausted and tired from working yesterday, and I listened to that whole goddamn thing last night that they were talking about. And you told me not to. It just triggers me to listen to this shit. And that ball-headed POS was on there too. That ball-headed POS was on there on that podcast. Deuce or Deese. He's got a little cocky, arrogant. You know what? It needs to be schooled. I gotta be thinking that probably that someone is telling me all this, and then they're misdirectional. They'll put stuff up there to be alarming and misdirectional, then to do something else which they've already done. I had the inclination of what that nigger was doing. I would have put my hands around his goddamn neck and put his ass in the fucking clubber clutch or the sleeper hold and put his ass to sleep with the camera broken in smithereens. I audited it once before over a screw up and a mess up. That's why I have a CPA that does it for me. They're very damn. The certified public accountant is very expensive as shit. But obviously they forgot to get a signature. But from what I can see, I did sign it. So I don't understand what the fuck is going on here. I gotta still do my 2020 taxes. I gotta do 17, 18, and 2020. And that's gonna be a pain in the ass. I just called that lady up who does them, and she ain't answering my. Anyway, it's just more headache. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and I haven't didn't DoorDash last night, and I haven't started DoorDashing tonight. I got paid, so I just the body needs rest. Paid for the transport, so paying the bills off of that. Haven't DoorDashed last night. Haven't started DoorDashing today. I got to do laundry and going to the P.O. box. I got that taken care of. So many things I'm doing and I gotta get caught up on. Hey, went to the fair and it was pouring down rain out here, so we got lost. We got in there and everything was closing down because of the rain. So anyway, that was a wasted adventure, but yeah, I got your text and I will get a ski mask in the course of the night. We went to the fairgrounds last night, okay? It was pouring down rain, like I told you. Kevin is the announcer there, so he got 2 free passes. Wyatt wanted to go, and he went. And we got there late, and I wanted to ride the camel and the horse or whatever. Ride the camel. I've never even rode a horse. I wanted to ride the camel, the horse, and the rides were over, so everything was shutting down early. So the only thing that was left was that guy in there doing those things. So we filmed it where I recorded it, but didn't put it up there. Obviously, Watt was recording it too. So anyway, no big deal. I didn't give him money for that. He went ahead and saw those tags. Those tags were of supposedly Henry's car, but it wasn't Henry's car. It was the wrong tags, but I didn't give him money for that. So I don't understand what you're saying. No, you're wrong. You're wrong about that. That lady, it was a lady. I know the whole story, and I'll tell you the correct story. The lady was there, and she moved in. He was trying to help this lady out, and her dog's part of the dog's paw was detached. Okay, so Watt did a gracious thing by trying to raise money for GoFundMe to get her dog to be walking again and get the dog to have his paw fixed. This lady was a homeless lady, and she couldn't care for the dog. So finally, what Watt did, he went ahead and pulled money out of his bank account and paid for the whole thing. So no, you're wrong about that. Watt paid for the surgery of that dog and then gave the dog back to that lady. I donated some money too for the surgery. So no, what those trolls are saying is incorrect. And how I know? Because I was a witness to it. And just because they say it one way, it doesn't make it true. Watt is a good guy. Watt lives off of Watt does odd and end jobs. At times he doesn't work. His parents give him money, okay? But when he works, he also gets assistance from the government. So that's what he gets that as well. So, he's got to try to get that together. But other than that, he's a good guy. Watt is okay, let me say this to you. Watt is trying to better himself. He's got issues. He's bipolar. His parents help him. Lucky he has parents to help him. I wish I had parents to help me, but his parents help him. His parents were the one to help him get into that living situation he got into. Nothing wrong with that. He is, well, hell, I mean, Paul is an alcoholic too, okay? Paul is an alcoholic, so we can say the same thing about Paul. But the only difference is Watt is he drinks and he goes to Alcoholics Anonymous. He does that. So he's trying to better himself, and he gets assistance because he has some emotional problems. But beyond his emotional health problems, he's genuinely a good guy. And yes, he paid for that dog's operation. $300 some dollars out of his pocket make up the difference what he got off of GoFundMe. And I donated money too for the dog. So yeah, all that's not accurate. What those trolls say it's not accurate at all. I'm being real. I'm being serious. So again, Watt is genuinely a decent guy. I will say that straight up. No, I haven't had a chance to do that because I've been in Walmart. I have not found the ski mask yet. I'm trying to get a ski mask, and I'm trying to get some other things accomplished right now. But in the course of the day, I will email Chad. All right. Again, I could say the same thing. I could say the same thing about Paul too. But Paul is a childhood acquaintance that you've known all along. So same thing. Yeah, but look, Phyllis, going back to Watt, imagine yourself, and I mean, be blessed and be fortunate enough to know that you're in a better situation. Just imagine having emotional trauma when you were a kid. Imagine having emotional trauma. Imagine having scars. Imagine being bipolar. That is a real bad thing that people go through. There are a lot of people that are productive that are bipolar, but a lot of people that in the walk of life that and probably know in the walk of life and not would even have known unless they told you, or were bipolar. And Jamie was bipolar, okay? Jamie was bipolar, and I loved her more than anything. People that are bipolar, though, have episodes and mania. And mania can cause a distortion of persona and personality. So just letting you know. That's fine, but you can't really base a decision like that because you don't know the guy. I'm giving you the nooks and cranny of the man himself. None of us are perfect. I'm crying. None of us are perfect. But he's certainly, well, okay. I'm not going to get into that, but you get what I'm saying? Just like I don't know Paul, okay? And Paul is, well, you get what I'm saying? I don't dislike Paul, but I just, so it's not a big deal either way, but I'm just saying that Watt generally has a good heart. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Cooper's doing good. Cooper's doing good. I actually I bought his meds this weekend, and the damn meds haven't come. So we're trying to get those meds through Chewy.com so he can receive them. For this fleas and ticks and heartworm and all that other stuff. But yeah, Cooper's doing good. Cooper's taken care of. What gets me is they like to insert their own venom, insert their own narrative. So it could be something totally not even in the ballpark, and then they make their assumption and insert their narrative to something, such as making the insinuation that we were there at a children's place there watching a children's show. There were kids there, and there were also adults there. So that is the insinuation of what these disturbed bitches tabulate in their mind of what could be happening when it's the furthest thing from the truth. I'm sure Bob Dylan doesn't give a rat's ass about what somebody is doing in relation to that, where he's already made a profit off of that stuff. And if it is Bob Dylan's song, he's already made his profit. I'm sure This guy, this Martine comes up with a bunch of phantom shit. And Martine comes up with a bunch of shit that never materializes. So I wonder what, he's just trying to get a rise, So, I mean, it almost makes me wonder if he's that he thinks that he knows we're looking at this stuff. And he's just saying this shit just to get a rise out of me and whoever it is in my group. Ain't nothing serious about that blowhard. That foreigner sucks a dick. That Martine sucks a dick. He's probably a damn cross-dresser that likes a cock. And nothing he says is of any substantiality of anything. When he said, oh, well, we're going to be at the courthouse. We're definitely going to be at the courthouse. When that all fizzled out, when they fucking knew I wasn't even there. It's amazing what cockamania stories that bitch comes up with. Again, I'm sure Mr. Bob Dylan, famous Bob Dylan, ain't too concerned about what's going on with somebody that's nobody here in Richmond. I mean, come on. I mean, really? Those trolls did the same thing with me, pretending to be Darius Rucker of Hootie and the Blowfish, who is Hootie, when I did a song labeled and sang over top the song, and they try to say, oh, don't ever sing that song, we'll sue you. And I had a actual conversation via email with Mr. Darius Rucker about it, and he had no problem with me singing one of his songs. So, and just as long as I didn't make a profit out of it, I could call it my own. So that's where they're that's where they're full of shit. So they've tried that before with me. I said I wasn't going to do any more videos pertaining to them. So I'm not going to do, per se, any more videos pertaining to them. This way, I'm keeping my integrity by saying that I'm not doing any more videos pertaining to them. And I'm in a mask, which they have to prove it's me, which they can't prove it's me, because I have gloves on, a mask that covers my identity. And it's kind of like, almost like a wrestling thing where, you got to pull the mask, but they can't pull the mask off because there's someone, it's like a haunted message, like a cryptic message. That's the reason why I want to do it that way. I'm working and this shit's happening at the same time I'm working, and I'm catching hell, and it's a never-ending cycle. Oh God, now I got this to deal with right now. The other phone just cut off of me. So, how did they get booted? So they were in there, right? They were in there, and then what? They got booted out. They got booted out, and then how did that happen? Was it something that I did? How did they get booted out? Did I boot them out not knowingly? I mean, how they get booted out? I mean, I don't understand how the fuck they got in there. I don't understand how they got in there, or what fucking way they got in there. So I gotta keep worrying about this shit now. That's a Ralph Lauren shirt that was in the hamper, or I had it in the hamper and whatnot. So it had a spot on there. Okay, big shit. Big shit. It was a good shirt. It's a nice shirt. And it cost me about $1.25. Why would I throw away a $120 Ralph Lauren shirt from Dillard's? Why would I do that? That makes absolutely no sense. And I don't have people snickering at me. It had a little stain on the top, and you couldn't even see it. I was rushing to get out. I worked all frickin' day. I had a little stain on top. You couldn't even tell it was there. So, because they were snickering, that's why I wore it, because they're not the be-in, end-all. They're not the Mr. Blackwell critique on fashion. And the shirt itself, like I said, cost me $100, $1.20, $1.25, $1.20, whatever. And you couldn't even tell the stain was there. So I'm going to take a good shirt that I bought and throw it away. I mean, what? I mean, I don't get that. I'm not going to throw a shirt with the Ralph Lauren logo on there. That is a perfectly good shirt. Funny how they can't even critique the song that I sang. They couldn't even give me props to a song that I sang for the very first time and nailed. They couldn't even do that, could they? All they're concerned about is their fucking narrative, which is false. Look, I'm in a real bad mood. I'm in a real bad mood. So I'm going to say this as nicely as I can say it, because it seems like, you're, for some reason now, trying to piss me off. I don't care what they say about my clothes. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what they say about my clothes. I have expensive clothes. I have expensive clothes that I've had and I wear. Okay, so, then I guess why you don't, because you don't like Bono or Bono. Okay, well that's fine. But at least you can appreciate the talent, whether you like Bono or not. Appreciate the talent that I nailed that song, rather than jumping on with them about my clothes. And as far as the socials is concerned, I need a screenshot of that so I can send to the officer if they are doing that or saying that, because what I believe that they're reading what I'm writing, and I mentioned that, so obviously they're reading that, or whatever the case might be, or seeing that. I don't know, but I'm going to probably go ahead and close down that fan club altogether. I said that basically, as George Washington chopped down the cherry tree, he said, "I cannot tell a lie." Well, that's the reason why I didn't talk last night, because I didn't want to talk. I'm fine. That kind of hit me like a Mike Tyson uppercut when you did that, but that's fine. I'll get over it soon enough. Again, this is not Mark. It is not Mark. I've got to go to the library and take care of this shit. The day job is officially gone, by the way. I don't work that day job anymore. We had a major issue, so I do not work there at all. So now I'm door dashing. That being said, if there is a video, which I doubt, but if there is such a video, then let them bring it on. And at the end of the day, what is that going to accomplish? It's not going to accomplish a damn fucking thing, because nothing's changed. And I didn't want to do this, and I don't feel I need to do it, but I have a voicemail of Jamie telling me that I mean the world to her, and Jamie saying that I'm the only person she can count on. So I didn't feel like the need to drop it, but I can drop that and let them nibble on that one. I promised Jamie I wouldn't, and I know that sounds crazy to you, but I promised Jamie that I would not do that. But I don't know. I might have to. Hey, I gotta take a massive crap. Let me take the crap and think about it for a second. But yeah, I might have to do it. Are they dropping it tonight or next week? See what you can do also by distorting it, by trying to make the podcast drop. I have faith you can do it. You did it before. So if they do it tonight, give it a listen, whether it be tonight or next Friday, and make that podcast drop like you did before.